This is a tutorial for the Poverty Hotspots example. I'm going to walk you through it visually. You start out at the Census Bureau's website at www.census.gov. Access to American Fact Finder, which is the portal for census data, ACS data, population estimates, economic census, is from American Fact Finder. We scroll down till we get to American Community Survey. Click on that. The default is always the most recent release, and in our case that's what we want. We want the 1-year data, and we're going to use geographic comparison tables. This is a choice that gives you lots of geography so you can compare cities or states or counties. The disadvantage of geographic comparison tables is they don't give you all the tables that you possibly could want. So sometimes you might have to choose profiles or detail tables. But the poverty measure we want is in the geographic comparison tables. So we click on that, and it gives you the geographies that are available. Again, not all geographies are available. If you were interested in just getting places for California or whatever, you could click and just choose your specific state. But we want the nation. And cities are really places in census geography. So we click on place, and it brings up the geographic comparison tables that we can choose from. So you could sit here and scroll through and look and see which ones are of interest to you. I happen to know that the geographic comparison table I want is GCT 1701. So I click on that and say show result. And it starts bringing it up. It takes it a little while, particularly if there's just been a release of data and there are thousands and thousands of users. But otherwise, it's all right. We have our results, and if you'll notice here off to the left, you'll see that you could download the data for 2009, then 2008, 765. So this is a nice feature. You don't have to keep going through all the steps to get data for multiple years. But you'll see that this would be a rather awkward way to actually look and see which city has the highest poverty rate because it's organized by state. So you need to download the data. Click on download. And in this case, the Census Bureau's default is not what you want. You want to be able to sort the data. So in that case, you need to choose database compatible, and you should choose one of the delimited, either comma or pipe delimited. The Microsoft Excel choice makes it very difficult for sorting, believe it or not. So we're going to choose comma delimited, and we're going to get a zip file. Okay, we have our zip file. We go ahead and open it up. Okay, we have our zip file, and you're looking for the file name that has the word data in it. In this case, we only have a single file, but if you download a profile, there will be multiple data files, and you would highlight all of those. So I double click on this, and it brings up a text file in WordPad. I save it. I give it a name that makes sense. Then I open up Excel. Um, Normally when Excel opens, I'll point this out, normally Excel will open up looking for Microsoft Excel files, and this is not a Microsoft Excel file right now. It's a text file. So you have to say all files. And we see our file GCT 1701. Excel is smart enough to recognize that this is a delimited file. So you click on Next. It's not smart enough to recognize that it's a comma delimited file, so we have to choose that. Then we say Next. And this is important if you want to later map whatever you have pulled off. You need to identify the geo identifier as text. So the geo identifier is usually the second column. It's GEO underscore ID2. I'm not going to map it, but if you were, that's what you would do. Then you say Finish. And now we have our data. Now, we have some stuff that I'm not interested in. I'm not interested in states or the U.S. I just want the places. So I'm going to go ahead and delete all the larger geographies. You could also sort and delete it that way, but I'm going to delete it this way. And I'm also going to go and delete the very bottom of the file because it's got Puerto Rican cities, and I'm not interested in them. So I want to delete them so that they don't show up in our sorting. And now I'm ready to go ahead and sort the data. My poverty is this column G or GCT 1701. And I sort by that item. And I want to sort it in descending order. So the highest poverty rate city showing up first. So what I end up with, rather than the places you would normally think of as poor communities, I show up a lot of college towns are showing up. College Station, Bloomington, as well as some places that you would expect. And you'll see in the handout on the Poverty Hotspot handout, there's an article in the Cleveland Plain Dealer that discusses the shortcomings of the person poverty measure. So in this case, you really probably wanted family poverty. Well, family poverty is not available in the geographic comparison tables. What is available in the geographic comparison tables that would come closer to what you would expect is child poverty. And I've gone ahead and pulled that off as well and have it sorted by which cities have the highest child poverty. And this is more the cities you would expect: Gary, Youngstown, Camden, Flint, Cleveland, Detroit, far in the valley. Anyway, so these are examples of how to pull off data from American Fact Finder and actually get some results that you could write something about, do something with.